Hi friends, welcome back to Planet Dirt. My name is Alicia and today we are tackling the raised beds. I am not going to finish in one day, but this is day one, and so far I have dug out one of the beds, and I gotta tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised. So this whole thing with the voles, they got in here, ate a bunch of my stuff. I was very depressed about it, but I'm trying to find the positive. And one really nice positive that has come out of it is I get to see the soil that I've been building for 2 years. And I just have to show you. All right, friends, look at the soil. It is beautiful. It's a dark, rich, deep color. It is teeming with life. I have seen so many worms. It is crazy. And I apologize. It is a little windy outside today. But just for context, when we built this greenhouse 2 years ago, just really windy outside. When we built this greenhouse 2 years ago, we could not afford to fill them up with really nice soil. So we did chip drop, and we took most of the wood chips that were dropped off, and we filled these beds about half full with wood chips. Now, I just dug until the very bottom of these beds. They're 12 inches deep, and all of it is beautiful, beautiful soil. I dug down another 2 inches, and there's a little bit of wood chips left, but not very much. It's actually broken down quite a bit, and it's absolutely beautiful soil. So I'm trying to take the positive along with all of this work that has happened. So I got this one dug out. I'm going to level it. And my plan is to take the wire and to bolt it in, because these raised beds actually came with spare bolts, and there are holes along the bottom ridge where you can reinforce them. My plan is to take the wire and bolt it into the sides and connect it that way. And this is the wire that I got. So this is the wire. It is pretty small holes. It's made specifically to keep out rodents, so I'm hoping that it does the trick. I am gonna have to cut it to size, which I'm not looking forward to. That's not super fun. It even came with these like super hard gloves, because I guarantee you people just poke the heck out of themselves when they're trying to cut it. So not excited about that, but I am stoked about the soil, and I have one bed dug out, which means I'm probably going to get one bed all wired up today, which is awesome. It's still going to take me a while to get through the rest, but progress is progress. All right, y'all, it is day 2 of the lovely garden bed project. As you can see, I have giant mounds of dirt over here, and it came out of this bed. So this bed I have dug completely out as far as I'm going to go. It's a 12-inch bed, and I read that you're supposed to put the hardware cloth at least 8 to 12 inches down. And so 12 inches will be great. And so I just dug to the bottom of it, and I'm going to get to cutting. All right, so first super fun hiccup. Make sure you measure, because these beds are supposed to be 3 feet wide, and this is supposed to be 3 foot wide hardware cloth, and it's hanging over like a good inch on each side. So I don't know if that's like a metric to standard thing, conversion issue, or if someone just lied to me. But either way, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just cut it to length. And then I can probably just bend the excess wire, because this isn't very, it's pliable. So I'll probably be able to make it work, but that's not fun. I was hoping I'd just be able to cut it and set it in the bottom of the bed, and that's not going to happen. hardware cloth is down and secured. I'm going to start piling in the dirt. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it is raining like crazy, and the wind made the door slam, and so if you saw me jump at the end of that last clip, that's why. Alright friends, one bed down. It's beautiful. And hey, it's a lot fuller than it's been since it was probably first planted out. It had settled a lot. So, taking it as a win. And look what I found randomly in the dirt. I found a carrot. I haven't had carrots in this bed or the bed over there where I dug it out. I haven't had carrots in either of those beds for over a year. And that carrot just was persisting. Must have missed it on the last harvest. All right, friends. That is one bed down, 3 more to go. But I'm counting today as a win because honestly, if I have one bed that I could potentially plant out into already, then this isn't going to take me nearly as long as I thought it was going to. The soil in here warmed up a lot, and that made it a lot easier. So I'm really hoping that the weather stays a little bit warmer for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll definitely be able to get these other beds taken care of. A couple of things I learned. Tip number 1, measure. Yay, measuring. Don't trust whatever measurements they say are on packages. I measured it out, and these beds, it was a combination of both. So these beds are supposed to be 3 feet wide. They are not 3 feet wide. They are like 35 inches wide. They're about an inch short. And then the hardware cloth says that it's 3 feet wide. And it is too long. So it is about an inch longer. It's about 37 inches wide. So between one being shorter and one being longer, the depth wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but that ended up working out because I actually have strips of pest proofing wire. They're meant to go around fencing, like at the bottom of fencing. I have strips of it that are about 6-8 inches long. I don't remember exactly how wide they are. And I was planning on having to use that around the sides because I wasn't sure that the hardware cloth was going to actually be able to get connected to all sides of the raised bed. And I didn't end up having to do that because the hardware cloth was just a perfect fit once I actually got it in there. Tip number 2. Work smarter, not harder. I started to put it in there, and like I said, it didn't fit properly, right? So I was trying to angle it in the best way to get it in there, and it wasn't going in there perfectly. And I was like, honestly, what am I doing? This stuff isn't that hard. It's pretty malleable. So I just jumped in the bed. I stepped in it, stepped all over in it, used my body weight to get down all of the edges. And that made staking it in a lot easier because essentially it was already molded to the exact space that it needed to be. So that was awesome. Tip number 3, which I will be doing next time I do this part. So I can dig out the beds and fill them back in perfectly fine. Step 3, you probably want to have a buddy. The buddy system is what I should have utilized. It was really difficult to cut the wire by myself because it's such a long roll. My greenhouse is about 24 feet long, so that's what I bought. I bought a 24-foot long roll, and it's really big and heavy and cumbersome, and having to cut it as you're holding it and angling it, and it was just, it was a big old mess. So that wasn't fun. I will be utilizing the buddy system. I will get a little helper out here to help me with the rest of this. But all in all, I hope this was beneficial. I hope it was helpful for you. When I was trying to find tutorials or anyone to give me tips on how to install the hardware cloth, it was actually pretty scarce. I wasn't finding much. So I was kind of trying to just wing it, and I did all right. I made it through all right. I think a second set of hands would have been way better, and I'll definitely do that moving forward, like I said. But hopefully you learn from my fumbles. I won't call them mistakes because it worked out and I got the deadline. But hopefully you learn from my fumbles and you can do it a little more quickly than I did, with fewer hiccups than I had. So, all right, I think that's it for today. Thanks for coming along, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.